Around a month ago, we brought you a report about the plight of local residents in Tyldesley, who have had 5 giant warehouses built right at the heart of their community.
Well, the battle against the development continues. Momentum is growing, concern is building, as some people are now reporting issues with their breathing since the work began.
Our reporter Sophie paid the area a visit to take a look at what's been going on.
It's all right saying build, baby, build, but we are the human consequences of build, baby, build.
A campaign to save their local community. As momentum continues to build, 1 month on, so has the development, which is causing hundreds of local residents in Tyldesley to take a stand. Those living in the area say since work began, they've seen damage to their homes, as well as constant noise and light pollution. But perhaps most alarming, some have now reported breathing difficulties.
What are we actually breathing in is the question I'd love to ask. Is what actually is coming from this development, what's going to be coming from this development in future months and years. I see people every single day in my workplace who have been exposed to occupational hazards, triggers, pollutants in the past, and I see the damage that has caused to the lungs, and it's very, very worrying. So I'd say please stop.
Respiratory nurse Teresa and her teenage son Daniel both suffer with asthma. Since work began, Daniel's condition has worsened, leading to him needing both steroids and antibiotics.
He has now been seen by Alder Hay again last week. All came to all that we decided the pollution that is coming from this development is not helping matters at all.
Teresa also lives next door to the local primary school. Both she and many of the other residents are concerned about the long-term impacts this could have on its pupils. This is just one of the factors that caused local councillor Stuart Gerrard to oppose the developments from the very start.
Ask yourself, would you want this in your back garden? Because the answer would be no. You know, there's got to be some kind of common sense when it comes to this. I know the government are hell-bent on planning up, building up houses and employment areas, but there's got to be that compromise of where it's going to go. This is unacceptable.
In fact, of all the members on the planning committee, only 2 oppose the plans. Stuart and councillor James Fish. He wants councils around the UK to learn from the mistakes he says were made here in Tyldesley.
For me, it should never have been approved. Going forward, this is the perfect opportunity now to say, look, the planning committee need to scrutinise the applications better. There needs to be more robust challenges nationally.
Site owners PLP have yet to comment, although Wigan Council has said the application followed all planning and consultation processes.
It's a blatant sidestep, simple as that.
And yet, for the local residents, this is not good enough. Their campaign and their determination to have their voices heard continue to grow. Sophie, GB News.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Well, we're joined now by a local resident and campaign leader of Astley Warehouses Action Group, and that's John Peters. Good morning, John. I think when we first saw that report, we couldn't believe how big those warehouses are and how close they are to ordinary family homes.
Yes, yeah, hi Anne, good morning.
Hi.
Yeah, we were equally shocked, to be honest. The whole planning process took us all by surprise. We weren't fully informed of the size of the thing. If you think about 4 double-decker buses plus a single-decker stacked on each other, that gives you an idea of the size of the thing. And then to place these next to 4 housing estates and a primary school, it's unique. It's never been done in the country. Everybody that sees it is amazed.
Still against it. I mean, you've failed in the campaign to stop them being built. So, what do you think can happen now? They're not going to start pulling them down, are they, at this stage?
I don't know about failed in the campaign. This was an assault on the local community. We're still in the middle of the campaign. We're still fighting. And we're in the sort of third phase of our campaign, if you like, which is parliamentary pressure. We've got the Mayor of Manchester on our side, Andy Burnham, who's meeting local councillors. We're about to commission a barrister. So we're in the third phase of the campaign. We're nowhere near failed or giving up at this stage, Stephen.
Are any of those warehouses up and working yet? Because quite apart from the buildings themselves, they are obviously going to cause an awful lot of traffic and possibly heavy traffic. Has any of that been experienced yet, or is they still going up?
Well, the local area, Anne, is gridlocked anyway. It's next to the East Lancs, which I suppose was one of the attractive features of it. But the getting to the local motorway networks is taking an enormous amount of time, especially at rush hour. What's worrying us most is the 24/7 working and the proximity to the schools and the houses. There'll be kids that won't be able to sleep at night when the logistics start to move. And most of that will be done at night, unfortunately. The local roads can't take it. We've submitted several protests to the local council and so on, and all we get back every time is that all procedures were followed. It was approved by council. So we're looking as well for a complete review on how these things are passed.
Yeah, I mean, just a final thought, John. I mean, is there any hope that these could be removed at some point, or is it just a case of trying to change things for the future?
You know, Stephen Reid this week on a rival news programme mentioned a judicial review. And I don't know whether Stephen Reid is as informed as we are or whether he knows something different. But we are actually out of time for a judicial review. However, there are cases where a late application is considered by the courts. But that's just one avenue. And again, we've got to look at what Stephen Reid said, because he did say that if the council is found to be lacking in any respect with regard to this application, then the buildings can come down.
Right,
well, they certainly do it when there's planning problems with private people's homes. They're made to pull their houses down, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
If they'd done the wrong... It seems to me that if it was a surprise to everybody, then the planning process can't have been done completely properly. Otherwise, it would have been explained to everybody living there. And you would have been able to, keep it stopped by complaining and trying to stop it. But at the moment, it doesn't look as though you've been properly consulted.
No, it doesn't at all. John, it's really good to talk to you.